Students, I'm Dr. Balarumi, Assistant Professor. Students, in today's class, we are going to discuss about SEBI, the guidelines for capital issues. So, initially, we are going to discuss about the role of SEBI. Then, we are going to discuss about the functions of SEBI. Then, we will give some importance to the SEBI guidelines for issue of fresh capital share. Again, SEBI guidelines for issue by new companies in the primary market. After that, SEBI guidelines for secondary market we are going to discuss in today's class, right? Now let us concentrate on the role of SEBI. See, the Indian capital market are actually efficiency effectively regulated as well as tracked by the Securities and Exchange Board of India. Briefly, we are saying that is SEBI. The Reserve Bank of India and the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance operates through the Department of Economic Affairs. The role of the division is to formulate policies for organized policy development of securities market. In particular, the division works to safeguard the interest of traders and investors trading in the stock market of India. While trading in the Indian stock market, investors as well as traders have to execute trades while abiding by rules. This is to promote fairness. The SEBI's role is to carry out the functions that meet with the tenets of SEBI regulations, and these functions include the following. See, mainly the Indian capital markets are efficiently regulated and tracked by the Securities and the Exchange Board of India. The Reserve Bank of India and the Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance operates through the Department of Economic Affairs. The role of the division is to formulate the policies for organized policy development of securities market. So, in particular, the division works to safeguard the interests of traders and investors trading in the stock market of India. So, let us concentrate on the SEBI regulations. So, the capital market division of the Department of Economic Affairs sees to the administration of rules made within the bounds of the Securities and the Exchange Board of India Act 1992. This is the act that established the Securities and Exchange Board of India, or SEBI, the main authorized regulatory body that regulates Indian stock exchanges. The main functions of this SEBI is to keep the interest of investors or traders protected. Now let us concentrate on the main functions of SEBI. So mainly the SEBI regulates the capital markets through certain measures it takes. The second function is it protects the interest of traders and investors, thereby promoting fairness in the stock exchange. The next one is it regulates how the security markets and stock exchanges function. The next function is it regulates how transfer agents, stockbrokers, and merchant bankers, etc. function. And how these SEBI handles the restriction activity of new brokers as well as the financial advisors. The next function is the SEBI encourages the formation of shelf regulatory organizations. Next function is it promotes investor planning opportunities. Next one is it makes rules to prevent malpractice. At the same time, it manages and controls the complaint divisions. So these are the main functions of SEBI. Now, let us concentrate on the SEBI's guidelines for issue of fresh capital share. See, the main SEBI guidelines for the issue of fresh capital share are: see, all applications should be submitted to SEBI in the prescribed format. So, applications should be accompanied by the 2 copies of the industrial license. Cost of the profit should be furnished with the scheme of finance. Company should have the shares issued to the public and listed in one or more recognized stock exchanges. Here, suppose where the issue of equity share capital involves offer for subscription by the public for the first time, the value of equity capital, subscribed capital privately held by promoters, and their friends shall be not less than 15% of the total issued equity capital. And the next thing is an equity preferences ratio of 3:1 is allowed. At the same time, the capital cost of the project should be as per the standard set with a reasonable debt equity ratio. Then the new company cannot issue shares at a premium. The dividends on preference shares should be within the prescribed limit. So all the details of the underwriting agreement. At the same time, allotment of shares to NRI, that is non-resident Indians, are allowed without the approval of the Reserve Bank of India. At the same time, details of any farm allotment in favor of any financial institutions. Then the declaration by secretary or director of the company. So these are the main guidelines. And let us concentrate on the some important regulations of stock market by BSE. See, control on utilizing the application amount having no interest by companies releasing public issues. At the instance of SEBI, commercial banks introduced a stock investment scheme under which investors have to submit a stock invest purchased from banks with their share application. If the investor is allotted shares or debentures, the required amount is transferred in concerned company's account by the bank issuing stock invest. In other case, if share or debentures is not allowed, means investor get a predetermined interest rate on the invested capital. So this step of SEBI ensured interest earning to the investor until he got share or debenture allowed. So it ensures the refund of invested amount to the investor in case shares are not allowed. And the second one is share prices as well as premium determination. Next one is underwriter. Fourth one is control of share brokers. Fifth one, insider trading companies as well as their employees usually adopt market figures in Indian capital market to variate share prices. So in order to check this type of insider trading, SEBI introduced SEBI Regulation 1991, which will ensure honesty in the capital market as well as it will develop a feeling of faith among investors to promote investment in the capital market in the long run. So SEBI's control on mutual funds, SEBI introduced this SEBI Regulation 1993 in order to over direct control of all mutual funds of government and the private sector. Under this rule, the company floating a mutual fund should possess net assets of 5 crore, which should not, which should consist of at least 40% contribution from promoters' side. And the last one is control on foreign institutional investors. SEBI has made it compulsory for every foreign institutional investor to get registered with the SEBI for participating in Indian capital market. So the SEBI has issued directives in this regard. So these are the important aspects in today's class. Thank you, friends.